Hi, everybody. Welcome to an all-new edition of Hannity's America. We have a lot to cover this week, so let's get right to our top story tonight. Arianna Huffington and I, we hardly ever see eye to eye, and this week she gets to sit down in the Hannity hot seat. One of the things I want to talk to you about, this whole debate over global warming started when it came about with a controversial ad that you ran. I want to remind everybody about this because...
How prescient we were, you mean?
Well, in a lot of... Okay, well, let's run the ad.
This is George. This is the gas that George bought for his SUV. This is the oil company executive who sold the gas that George bought for his SUV. These are the countries where the executive bought the oil that made the gas that George bought for his SUV. And these are the terrorists who get money from those countries every time George fills up his SUV.
These are the terrorists that, get money every time George fills up an SUV. Now, you're saying, do you stand by that today?
Oh, incredibly, totally, 1,000%. Actually, watching it, I thought, how much more the world now agrees with what we said in the beginning of 2002. That was when that ad first played. And now we have the President of the United States talking about the need to break away from our addiction to oil. You have Republicans voting for an increase in standards.
I'm all for it. No, I want to end our dependence on foreign oil. I want to drill in Anwar. I want to go for nuclear power. I want to build refineries. I want to develop new technologies that we can run cars on batteries in the future. I'm all for it. But in the ad, you say when you fill up a car, you are supporting terrorists. That's the line, Arianna, where... look into the camera and tell the average American that has a family that they're supporting terrorists when they fill up their car.
What the ad is saying is that our addiction to oil, which the President of the United States has acknowledged, is feeding terrorism. Absolutely. The money that's going to Saudi Arabia, to Iraq, to all the countries that supply us with oil, a lot of that money is funneled into terrorist organizations.
Listen, I think we share the same goal, because I think we can develop new technologies if we work with our friends in Detroit. Here's one of the reasons I wanted to have you here today, because since that ad came out, you know what? We've learned a lot about the people that lecture us about global warming. More particular, Al Gore. If you look at Al Gore's movie, and we can put it on the screen here, in his movie he talks about and recommends we should walk and ride our bicycle to work, et cetera, et cetera. But yet Al Gore, we've chronicled on this program, travels around the world in private jets. Same thing with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Do you use a private jet?
You know what? I'm not going to dignify that question because it's not...
Because you do. And that's the point. You're going to lecture us about a car, and you're traveling around the world in a private jet. Well, and I find that hypocritical. Hypocrisy is an issue.
Well, first of all, I don't travel around the world in a private jet. Have I ever been in a private jet? Yes, I have been in a private jet. I can't tell you. I can't remember when the last time was. But I travel a lot. I travel 2 or 3 days a week.
Why shouldn't, people like Al Gore, John Edwards, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and yourself raise your hand and say, as an example to everybody else, I will never get on a private jet again? Why is that not a fair point?
Honestly, that doesn't make any sense. That wouldn't affect what we're talking about. We're talking about millions of people making slightly improved decisions about their lives. You're telling us if we fill
our car, it's supporting terrorists, but,
I'm saying that if each one of us can do a little better than we're doing right now, we'll make a collective huge difference. That's really all we're saying.
Because if I ever get Al Gore, I'll put him in the hot seat. I'll ask him, will you promise never to get in a private jet again?
I'll tell you what he would reply. He would reply...
Now, what will you reply?
Well, I will reply the same thing. That if you're chartering a jet, or if it's your jet going somewhere, then you actually have to buy carbon offsets. Carbon offsets are great.
Carbon offsets are a sham.
They're
you know what
not.
It's like? It's like saying to your husband or spouse, I'm going to cheat, but I'll buy you a diamond ring. That's what it's saying.
Not at all, because it's doing something that actually helps the environment.